I guess these other things on the agenda are,
The next item was discussing the Chautauqua building.
Well, those two here yet on the added items? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I just
got
got
park
another
equipment
question
last.
there too that I want to add in if we're kind of in some miscellaneous stuff right now.
Well, the chocolate building, Laura's here and
Right.
she asked us, she thought we was under the impression we were gonna put new screens on that last fall or something.
It was supposed to happen this year though.
Yes.
We did talk about that.
Yeah, we
It
talked
was,
about
it
it.
wasn't a CIP.
Okay.
And
Right,
replacing
lawnmower.
those rotten boards along the bottom and the back.
Yep, there's a hole in one of them there on the south
It was
side.
that and the fish house. Larry was going to
That's right.
shingle the fish house.
No, I wasn't gonna shingle
I
that.
think we kind of discussed, or kind
We
of,
went down and talked on it, made a big list up, and then Jeff was gonna take care of it, wasn't he?
but I think we decided the fish house could wait.
Right.
It was lower priority than taking care of the stone building and the Chautauqua building.
Right.
Stone building, I don't think there's a lot involved in real cost there. I mean, there's some, but not as much as probably gonna take at the Chautauqua building.
If I'm not mistaken, there's some money with Shirley for the Chautauqua building. I'll
Like
check.
some kind of a grant or
Yes.
something?
I'll check, I'll ask.
If you would.
Okay.
I didn't know
More
there
access
has
to
Well,
it.
she's got 30 gallons of paint coming, and she's going, who's gonna paint those things?
I know 4-H has offered
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
apparently to do some of the labor.
Well, does anyone, you guys have an idea what it would cost us? And if we're gonna screen part of it, we just will screen the whole damn thing, shouldn't we?
Oh, yeah.
There's no sense of
Yeah.
piecemealing it.
No.
Okay, but
You have any idea what that's gonna cost?
to screen that,
Yeah.
Whole time.
I don't know. I did way back when I was,
Yeah, it's big screens, and there's a lot of them,
yeah.
and they're
That-
big.
That's your, I guess you'd have to get your, cost of your materials. And I would think that, two of us did majority of that and a little over a Saturday. But that was then, this is now.
4 years older.
It was a lot
Yeah,
more
take
than 4 years.
a couple days.
Maybe
now.
25 years ago.
So Earl's going to take care of
I wonder
the
if
screening, right?
Isn't that something, if we buy the screening, maybe the men's club would do something like that, or
Oh,
not?
yeah.
Are they looking for something?
Yeah, but we have to get somebody to talk to them, so. You remember?
Unofficially, I could talk to them.
See if they would be interested in.
Now, the thing we would have to consider, when you talked about paint, are we talking about painting the outside of that?
I think she is.
Well, then,
No, she said inside for the benches.
Inside for
I would
the,
still recommend the painting done before the screens are put on.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got-
She's talking
Wasn't
about,
that everything gonna get painted this winter? Didn't Jeff talk
Well,
about that?
We did have one issue, and I'll bring it up. A certain person asked, you told me, who's getting, rented it to get his daughter married in it this summer, in May, and it was promised to him that the screens would have been on and it was all painted. And I apologized profusely to him that it did not get done. And he was,
Well, first of all, winter, you couldn't paint it,
no,
so that's,
so they ran it last fall, it was supposed to have been last
Yeah.
fall.
yeah, we had a pretty wet fall.
Yeah.
oh, boy. Terrible pain.
I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses, but
Yep,
that's
that's
And
kind of
this
what I,
sprain's
reality.
been terrible so
talking.
far.
that's kind of what I said too.
But
Any
this
other-
paint that Laura has is for the picnic tables and benches.
Pardon me?
This paint that Laura Zimmerman has,
I could be, I don't know.
yeah, she has
30 gallons,
30
diamond
30
logo, I don't know if it's entry or, she was talking about inside the benches and the tables. Does that take 30 gallons though?
It's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
take quite a bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tables in there.
A lot of, because all the ceiling up above.
Well, this is,
That's all been
this is,
painted white though. I mean, I don't know if that's in to be.
That
this
sprayed
paint
again.
doesn't work there. This not, that isn't for that.
Okay,
It's just for the picnic tables and the benches, as I understand.
all right. Well, then that would be 30 gallons for them.
Well, Well, I don't think so, but it's gonna take,
Because there's not 30 tables, it wouldn't take a gallon of butter.
I don't know how many tables.
Yeah.
There's more than 30 tables there.
But where are we gonna start on that thing, where are we gonna quit? I guess that's the
The thing
decision.
is, when it gets started, it needs to be finished. And there's a lot of painting in there. Is there any reason we can't have Rockwell City kids in Orange come over and,
Well, that'd be a good recommendation. I mean,
Definitely something.
they're all there, they can bring their warden over there or whatever, and sit there with them.
I've never had much experience that, somebody told me once it's more expensive to do that than it is to hire it done.
well, I don't know.
You gotta pay them something, you gotta pay the warden, you gotta pay mileage, you gotta,
Yeah,
but I don't know, that's just a
In
rumor.
speaking with them, I have spoke with them briefly, and what was explained to me is that you have to provide lunches for every one of them that comes over to do the work, and you end up paying some type of fee for the individual who will oversee them and the transportation cost of coming here.
Well, we can feed them like they do on Arizona.
Big old bowl of beans.
Well, I've experienced working around them in Cherokee, and they seem to work well over there, and they keep bringing them back and forth, and just to help out the waste treatment plant, helping the Parks Department. So
The one thing-
evidently, it must be somewhat feasible.
One thing,
honestly.
the thing that makes it somewhat of a lucrative measure is what the benefit to the actual man in orange, as you mentioned, may not be very great. They cannot get into a private volunteer program through the prisons until they've done a public program. So the incentive for them is that if they take part in the city program, that gets them that much closer to being available to make into the private industry side, which of course there's a better financial return on the private industry
But what are we
side.
talking them, for them to do? Are they talking about,
Paint.
but,
paint the tables?
well, she got something lined up for that. For
Yeah,
you.
4-H.
4-H is offered.
It's the screens we're talking about, and yeah, I guess if the men's club won't wanna do it, or Lions, maybe they could put on, or they paint the outside.
There's guys with those crafts and that do good stuff out there. They raised the baseball field at the high school.
Yeah, they built a
They
gazebo out
raised,
to
they raised
Haven
that,
Park,
made that
I
fence
think.
taller. Off the whole outfield, they raised it up.
The boys in orange? Did they?
Welded on the posts. and
Yeah.
New fence.
How do you wanna proceed on that?
I guess I'd look at it this way, get the cost. We won't know, we can hassle around forever, assuming
This is for cost to do what?
what it cost us to have those people over here.
To do what?
The screens. 4-H is
If
gonna
it
be.
takes the screens, if it takes the painting, we'll find something else for them to do. I'd just like to know what it costs to get them in town. I've heard this go on for about 2 years, but I've never heard of the
Well, I
cost.
have a call into him, I've talked with him briefly, I'm waiting for a call back from
Okay,
the actual
that's
individual.
good, but I say,
that raised the
now,
amount.
I'm not putting the monkey on your back, but I've heard this, we can't,
Yeah.
it isn't feasible. Well,
Yeah.
Without
but I've been
numbers,
around
you
them.
can't.
Yeah, I've heard both stories, so.
And they did it at the school, so
Yeah.
So.
We will have to review the budget to see if there is money in the budget and revenues coming in to support this type of activity.
Wait a minute.
So that would be the subsequent other side of this issue that we would have to review before we can decide whether or not.
we need to talk to
it's
Shirley about that,
responsible.
if there's grant money there, because I'm almost positive there is.
So we still want to talk to the men's club and see if they'd be willing to do the
Sure.
screens.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe they meet tomorrow night. I believe it's.
Check.
Is there any other
How about
discussion?
getting a price for the screening? Does somebody Bob's gonna have to measure or something and,
Well, each of those panels, I mean, it's pretty simple, count the panels and it's whatever in height by width, and you're gonna have to buy your screen accordingly, and it comes in certain length, width rolls. I think we got down to Hosting last time.